Now I find myself a quiet little corner very close to the castle of the counts, which you can see here behind me. It's hard to believe, but this castle is situated right in the historic heart of Ghent. So it's surrounded on the other side by houses and on this side by water. It dates back to the 13th century already, and it was built by the Count of Flanders, who was also a crusader. Now, the Count of Flanders and all the generations behind him lived here until the 14th century. Then they moved out towards a new and more luxurious castle because, believe it or not, this type of castles, they are not very comfortable. It's very dark and humid inside. So once the Count of Flanders left the building, so to speak, it became a court and a prison. So it got a totally new function. And that happened again far later in the 18th and the 19th century, because then it became a cotton mill, believe it or not. But now it is first and foremost a museum. More than that, it is one of the major tourist attractions in Ghent and absolutely worth visiting. Now, maybe another little thing I want to add. When it comes to dating the buildings in Ghent, in this abundance of architecture, it's actually not that difficult if you pay attention on the stones which are used to build it with. For example, here in the Castle of the Counts, you see the typical grey limestone. Now, the limestone was imported over the river from the south of Belgium, and it's this typical greyish, like it's stone, it's like a rock, it's very hard to embellish, so it's very different than other stones you will see in other buildings which are made of sandstone. But let's focus on this limestone now. So this grey limestone, if you see this, you can be sure that the building has been put up in between the 12th and the 14th century. So in that way, it's quite easy to date the buildings in the historic heart of Ghent. So before you know it, you become an expert yourself.